so we're still exploring the basics here of Thunkable. You can see I've got a label, text box, button, and image, and I can make my image appear and disappear by pushing this button. So what do we want to do next? Let's make a button that changes the picture here. Let's go ahead and find another picture. How about a dog with a horse? There's one. Oh, that one's cute. Click there, copy image address, back to our app. And what we need is actually, we need to keep a list of our different images if we're going to have a few that we'll cycle through. So we're going to go to blocks here, and I'm going to create a list as a variable. So I'm going to say I want a variable. I'm going to initialize that variable, and I'm going to call it list of images. And I'm going to say I want to create my variable. A variable is just a place where you can remember something. I'm going to grab this list. Right now it says 1, 2, 3. Those are numbers, and we want it to remember text. So I'm going to get rid of the numbers. What I do need is text. I go ahead and duplicate that. Duplicate. So I'm going to have a list initialized called list of images that will have 3 items in the list. So I'm going to need 3 pictures. I just copied that picture of the horse and the dog, so I'll paste that under my second one. In my first one, I'm going to go ahead and paste the image that we put in our design. So if I go here, click on that, I should be able to Command-C copy that, or Control-C on Windows, paste that there. So that's our first image, is the dog and the pig. Then we got a dog and a horse. Let's get a dog with a sheep. And go to images, and oh, that's pretty cute. There we go. Right click and copy image address. Back over here and paste in the URL. So now we have 3 images that we can cycle through. So how do we do that? Well, we need another button. So here we go. We'll go to over here, and we're going to drag in a button. And look, it's kind of taking up the screen. I know that my last button was only 150 wide, so let's change that to 150. And it's overlapping, so we'll just drag it all the way over here to the button. Let's call this button switch. It's going to switch the images, and I'll type switch image here in the button label. All right, let's write the code to do this. Back in blocks. So when button switch is pushed, what do we want to do? We want to switch our image. So we're going to do this. We're going to change the image. So we're going to say set image 1's picture to, and what do we want to switch it to? We need a URL here. It's actually asking me if I want to upload something when I click that, but what we want is we want to upload something. So remember, we have our variable. It's called app variable list of images. So that is a list. And when we're working with lists, we go here under lists, and we want to get an item in the list at a certain location. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. I'll drag this over to here. This is sort of the default list that this thing comes with. I'll just throw that away because the list we're looking in is the one we just set up, and it's called app variable list of images. So we're going to let's grab the second item from the list. So whenever we push this button, it's going to change it from whatever it was before to the second item in the list. It's not going to change it to the third or back to the first yet, but it'll at least change it so we can see that it's working. Let's preview. Here we go. We got a dog and a pig. When I push switch image, it changes to a dog and a horse. When I push it again, just like I said, nothing happens yet because we haven't told it to do anything else. It's back to design and back to blocks. So what do we need to do? Right now it's only showing us image 2. We want it to remember the previous number and sort of count up. So it goes 1, 2, 3, and then doesn't go to 4, it goes back to 1. So let's say when we push this button, we want to do, we need a way of keeping track of things. We need to remember something. When we need to remember something, we need a variable. So I'm going initialize another app variable, and I'm just going to call it a counter because it counts to 3 and then back to 1. And let's initialize it to a number. So I'll look under math, grab a number, and give it number 1. That's our first number. So when this whole thing starts, it's showing image number 1, and it sets our variable to number 1. So over here, what do we want to do? Before we change our image, we want to increment our counter, meaning we want it to go from 1 to 2. So let's use math to do that. Actually, we'll grab our variable and we'll say set app variable. So our app variable, it's not called name, it's called counter. We're going to set it to, go to math, whatever it was before, plus 1. So back to variable, grab app variable counter, and say our app variable counter gets the value of whatever it was before, plus 1. Then here, we'll drop that there too, instead of number 2. So the first time through the loop, it adds 1 to 1, and we get 2. So this code's the same. The next time we click, its value is 2. So it becomes 2 plus 1, it becomes 3. The next time through, well, it becomes 4, and then it stops working. Let's test it out. Switch image, switch image, switch image. Doesn't happen. There is no image 4. And I can keep pushing that all I want, and it's not going to change back to image 1. So what do we need to do? We need to remember that whenever our counter becomes greater than 3, that we need to change its variable or its value back to 1. So let's do that here. I'll say oops. Let's do it after we set the value. So we'll say if our variable, we're going to use some math here, is greater than, maybe that's under logic, yeah. So if it's greater than, so if our app variable counter is greater than 3, what do we want to do? We want to set it to 1. Set app variable name counter to math 1. All right, this should work. Let's test it out. Here we go. Image number 1, click. Image number 2, click. Image number 3, click. Should go back to image number 1. Let's find out. It worked.